So another day, another adventure. We're at Cockfosters. We've just jumped on the tube and we're going into London. We are going to see a show, and then we're going, and we're also going to do the Snowman Trail, but we're now doing it in dark because our day has kind of not gone to plan. But hey, we're still going to go in. We're going in now, and we are going. We're leaving. We're on our way. Where are we going, Holly?
We're going to Cockfosters.
We're at Cockfosters, aren't we?
Well, we're going to see Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, which is a Stranger Things show. We bought it for Grace for Christmas, and then we had no one to look after these two monsters. So we have now got two more tickets, and now we're all going. So that is the plan.
So we got to Cockfosters, and Mummy went into the cafe and she got us some sweets. And Mummy got a banoffee
It's like incredible. They're famous for their waffles at that station, so yeah. I just thought it'd be a nice treat for me.
So when we went in, after Mummy paid for our food, we were waiting for Mummy's banoffee waffles. A homeless man in, and he even had no coat, so he looked very cold. So Mummy bought him a banoffee waffle and a Mars bar and a cup of tea.
Yeah, he didn't even ask, did he? He looked a bit shocked. I was like, right, pick whatever you like. What do you want? But the poor guy, he had it was the most stereotypical thing ever. He had his jacket or his shirt jumper thing was tied together with string.
I didn't even know what he would do.
No, he looked in a bit of a state. He had his, stereotypically, he had his top tied together with string, and he had two odd shoes on, and I just looked at him and it just broke my heart. So I just thought, what would you like? And I said to the lady, look, let me pay for something for him to have tomorrow. And she said he doesn't look local, so she had never seen him before, so we didn't pay for tomorrow. But
he even did ask for she can pay twice, so he can pick it up another day.
Yeah, but we might, when we go back later, we're going to go and speak to her and see if we can just put some money behind, so if he comes in again, he can have something else, or if not, someone else can use it. So yeah, that's our good deed of the day.
Yeah.
But right now, we're going to tuck into our banoffee waffle, and we're going to hope that he's enjoying his little treat as well. So just to say, when we're saying banoffee waffle, it's a full-on banoffee waffle. I literally cannot wait. They're round me like a load of magpies right now.
Mummy said I can try a bit.
Oh, I don't know. And look over there, there's a little monster that's stolen the ice cream pot that's meant to go with it.
Mummy got her banoffee waffle and she gave me a piece.
Guess you got the first bit, but had to take all the banana off of Fussy Pants's bit. Let's see that face.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ruby?
Delicious. Delicious.
Tucking into the ice cream pot with his fingers because we didn't pick up a spoon. We got a bit distracted with the crazy darts fans. Had a lot of fun, did some videos with the darts fans, and now we are going to have to jump in a cab so we can try and
we have to go to the front of the
try
queue.
And fit in some snowmen.
And even though she said a cab, it's a
taxi. We're going to jump in a cab and we are going to go and try and see some snowmen, and then we're going to whiz to the show. But we've literally got not a lot of time now, but hey ho, we are always running quick, fast, late, and we are just going to do it our way. So as of yet, we've not found a snowman. The taxi driver didn't know anything about the snowman. Everyone we've stopped didn't know anything about snowman. We've been into shops and ended up buying toots, monkeys, and a random cat. And nobody knows about these snowmen, although they're on a map and they are on a tour. But no one knows about them. So I'm kind of thinking we might have to come back tomorrow in the daylight. Quite a nice tree though. But yeah, we might have to come back tomorrow and redo this because I'm not being beaten. I want to see these snowmen.
I got a monkey.
And Grayson, they're all on a high today. So I think what we might do is give up on snowmen. Oh my goodness, this is my life today, guys. Yesterday, I lost the will to live completely and thought today I will come out. It's not gone quite as planned. We didn't leave house anywhere near as early as I wanted. And now this is what I'm contending with. But hey ho, this is life, right? We're outdoors. We're We're having fun and
Monkey doesn't work.
so we've given up. They've all had meltdowns, they've all caused a scene, we've cried, we fell over, we've screamed, we shouted, we wanted food, and now we are in a taxi on our way to the theatre.
Yeah!
We've seen no snowmen, given up completely. Gracie, get out of the way please.
We're doing it
And
tomorrow.
we are going to come back and do it tomorrow.
I'm at a fellow playhouse to watch Stranger Things, but it's actually Stranger Things.
And what are you doing here? I thought this was Grayson's present.
Mummy didn't get anyone to look after us, so we had to come here, and Mummy had to. She had to.
What did Mummy have to do? What did Mummy have to do yesterday?
Tickets.
More tickets. More money for poor Mummy, eh? And how did we get on with the snowmen? How many snowmen did we find?
0.
How successful was the snowman hunt? Rubbish. So what are we doing?
But tomorrow we're gonna
Coming back in the day. Yeah, we're coming. Mummy bought toys.
It was meant to be unbreakable.
Meant to be an unbreakable thing, and look, within like half an hour she's broken it.
And I got this.
Yeah, Hallie's got a face mask and a built-in pillow, but why we've chosen white is quite beyond me, because it's never going to stay white for more than about 30 seconds. So by tonight it will be going in the washing machine, I'm sure. But yeah, so Snowmen was pretty disastrous. We are now at the theatre. I think Hallie's going to be like that throughout the show. Her and Ruby are not. Ruby, are you happy to be here? How long's the show going to be, Rubes?
2 hours.
And what do you think about going? No. And what do you think, Grayson? This is Grayson right now, having a bit of a zone up. We've had a bit of a tough day. And we had a day of no tablets yesterday. Mummy's fault, because she left them at Grandad's. And she's back on them today, but we are struggling. So we're on our phone, chilling out in the bar, and hoping. What do you think about the show, Grayson? Are you looking forward to seeing it? Yeah? So here we are, a little tiny theatre. It's got a really cool looking set. This is it. So let's see what happens. I'm not sure. See you on the other side. So that moment when you're in the middle of the show and behind you and the nasty horrible man in front of you decides to turn around and yell at you and your kids for making unacceptable noise, when you and your kids have been sat there in absolute silence, not moving, not doing anything, and you attack the people behind you. So you sit quiet, you don't say anything, and then in the interval you say to him, actually it wasn't us, people behind us, and he carries on telling you what an irresponsible mother you are and comes to the theatre with your children. We don't want to match the home. So sadly, that is our experience of this evening. Horrible, horrible man. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to see these. Hi, so it's 1 a.m. And we've been home a while, the kids are asleep, and I have been toying with the idea of literally just deleting today's videos. But the reality is, when I started doing this blog, and now we've moved on to this channel, I decided or said I was going to be really honest, really raw, really real about our life. Struggles, good times, bad times, chaos, warts and all. It's real. It is what it is. And today has been a disaster. It's not been pleasant. And you know what? I wouldn't be being real to us or to myself if I wasn't actually sharing it and finishing it off, whether it's disastrous or not. And actually, I kind of think that it's quite nice for other families to see that go through the similar sorts of things, to see that there's other families that also have disastrous days and their kids have meltdowns and goodness knows what. And you know what, as I'm filming this, to make my day even more disastrous, Salsa, the Chihuahua, has just come to sit next to me and is now scratching and having a wash. So honestly, you couldn't make this up. You really couldn't. Anyway, so back to the show, got worse. So I hadn't really thought about it at the time. We moved out to the interval. They said they'd move our seats. Amazing. We got offered the back row, same 4 seats, but in the back row. So we just moved back 4 rows, little tiny theatre, and we were right at the very back. So perfect. I was like, brilliant. Ruby can sit in the corner, play games on my phone with the light down as low as possible. She won't disturb anyone. So that stops her being bored. Hallie can do her own thing. And then me and Gray can just get on with the show. Yeah, all very well. So what I hadn't thought of is how triggered Gray was from the nasty man yelling at me. And it had massively triggered him. So basically, when we get back into the theatre, he was then basically doing everything that the man had said he'd done, which he hadn't actually done beforehand. So the poor boy couldn't sit still, was really struggling, was up and down. Well, not up and down, not literally up and down, but moving about. Really awkward. So I had him on my lap, and I was then sitting there thinking, oh my God, this is just so embarrassing. Like, I've literally just said, no, my kids haven't done any of this stuff, which they genuinely hadn't. And now he was massively struggling. So then I was on edge for the whole second half as well. So it went from bad to worse. But anyway, that was a bit of a disaster. He settled eventually, sat on my lap and watched it and enjoyed it. So that's the main thing. But I was just so on edge. I honestly now couldn't tell you anything that happened in that show. I haven't got the first idea what was going on. Not only have I not seen the TV series, I also was so on edge in the first half from the first idiot yelling at me. And then in the second half, because obviously Gray was then struggling because someone had yelled at him and accused him of doing stuff that he'd not done. So then I was on edge keeping him still. So the second half was completely ruined as well. So anyway, we got through it. It finished. He liked it. He clapped. He cheered. He loved it. That's the main thing. Personally, honestly, don't have the first idea what happened. And the girls were just not fussed in the first place. They were there because they had no other option. There was nowhere else for them to go. So yeah, it wasn't the best. It was never going to be the best thing, was it? But hey, it was disastrous. So then we left the theatre and they're all triggered at this point. So going back to the tube, Grayson's all shouty and sweary. I am really struggling with this because I don't know if this is part of his ADHD or whether it's kind of like a Tourette's thing. Really don't know. Need to speak to his consultant. I wasn't expecting this side of it, and it's something I'm seeing more and more. But obviously, I'm used to it. I tend to ignore it. Obviously, I tell him to stop if I can, but don't make a massive thing of it. Just let it burn out normally. It's normally when he's really stressed or really tired or really triggered, and then we kind of launch into this angry, sweary, ranting. But obviously people in the street aren't used to a 10-year-old child doing this, are they? So people stare, and then you get in the tube station and it's busy and people stare and he's struggling and people stare some more. So yeah, the journey home was somewhat fraught. I was at that point I'd had enough. I'd had enough. I just was like, leave me alone, people. Stop staring at me, stop judging my child, stop judging my parenting like it's none of your damn business. I know I shouldn't care. I know it was one nasty man in the theatre and he doesn't know my story, he doesn't know nothing to do with me. I know, I get it, and I know better. But it sucks, it hurts, it stings. They're still my children, and I don't like people being rude to me. I don't like confrontation, so that upset me anyway. And then he then kicked off, and then the girls were struggling, and it just seemed to go from bad to worse. And I know I shouldn't care about people staring at us on the tube. I know I shouldn't. But you do. You're human. It hurts. Some days you just want normal. What's normal? I have no idea. This is my normality. But sometimes you just want an easy ride of it, right? And I feel like we don't get that as Sen parents. It's just difficult. And then people are mean and judgmental, and they make that difficult just a whole lot more difficult. Way more difficult than it needs to be. So what's the point of me saying all this? Look, I just want to be really honest. We've been doing some amazing things recently. We've been on loads of adventures, and yes, I've left it raw and unedited and real on videos and posts and commented about real things that have happened. But have I posted the real bad stuff? No, I haven't, because you know what? No one really wants to share that. And I know I said I would, but let's be honest, no one really wants to share that. But I need to, because the reality is life isn't easy. Life is pretty tough. It is difficult. We do have tough moments. We have tough days. We have tough weeks, as does every Sen family. And yeah, people do judge, people do stare, people need to mind their own business a lot more. So yeah, I promised I'd share. So here it goes, I'm sharing. So it's not the most interesting video in the world, but it's an honest one. It's a real one. And I just needed to keep it real.